guys, it's Natalia, and I don't usually start my vlogs this late, but it is 9:20 p.m. February 11th, and I have a red carpet dress to make for tomorrow. My friend Andrea, who you may know, is going to the red carpet premiere of Madame Web, and it is tomorrow. She asked me if I had a dress in her size, like readily available, and I was like, you know what, I don't. But I'm happy to make you one because I love a last minute challenge. So she stalked my profile a bit and she found this dress that I made 2021. And she was like, could we do something like this? And I was like, yeah, honestly, that's a really simple dress. I can definitely whip it out in less than a day, no worries. Did I have the entire day to make it? Yes. Was it Super Bowl Sunday and did I decide to watch the Super Bowl because Taylor Swift was there? Yes. So am I just now getting started? Yes. But we love a last minute challenge, don't we? So we're gonna see how long it takes me to make an entire gown for a red carpet premiere in less than 24 hours. Luckily enough, I did already have the fabric for it, so we can really just get into it. I'm excited. I feel like I haven't had a rush of like having to make something like this in a minute. So we're gonna get into it. It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be a good night. Simple dress, simple design, so let's get into it. I've had this black satin fabric in my closet for probably a couple of years, and I think I have like 7 yards of it. Like, I have a lot. So I asked Andrea if she wanted this fabric or I could use the fabric from the Oria dresses from my shop, but it's like a more matte finish, and she said she liked the satin, like shinier finish. So we're gonna go with this one, and I'm really excited because, again, I've just had it for so long, so I want to get rid of it. I just made the paper pattern to the top. It's a pretty simple halter. I'm putting the darts up here because I've done a few tops like this, and whenever I put the darts down at the waist, I feel like it always gaps quite a bit still up here, just because, like, I don't know, it has trouble like laying down. So I always find that putting darts up here works really well for these type of tops. So I'm doing that, and then I already figured out my calculations for the circle skirt, and I never make a paper pattern for that. I just do it directly on the fabric because I think it's a lot easier. And pro tip, I always use the mood circle calculator for all of this because you can figure out like the radius doing like pi r squared and like, you know, formulating it that way. But also Mood Fabrics literally has a calculator that you can use, and you can put in if you want like a mini, a midi, or maxi length skirt, and then you can also put in the fullness. So you can do a quarter, half, 3/4, or a full. It'll tell you how much fabric to use, what the radius will be, and how to cut it out. So it's really handy when you just want to do it really quickly instead of actually having to do the calculations for it. So that's my pro tip. I do quite a lot of circle skirts, and that's just honestly a game changer. So I think I don't have enough fabric to do like a full skirt cut as like one piece. So I think I'm gonna do 2 pieces for it. But since Andrea is roughly my height, meaning she is pretty much as short as I am, we don't have to use like as much for her length, which is really nice. She came earlier today to like get herself measured, which was helpful. So I have all those measurements ready to go. And I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this out. The only thing we are missing is that we wanna do red accents for like the ruffles that my original design had, and I need to look through my fabrics to see if I have any. If not, I think I'm just gonna run to Mood in the morning to get some because she needs this dress. I told her I'd get it to her by like between like 12 and 1. Mood opens at 9 or 9:30, I think, so I could get there right when it opened, grab something really quick, come back and finish that up if everything else is done. It shouldn't be that crazy of a problem, but we will see. I probably shouldn't have left this to be so last minute today, but I also knew that Mood closed on Sunday, so even if I started today, I wouldn't have been able to go to Mood to get the fabric. And like, yes, I can go to Joann's. I think they're open on Sundays, but sometimes it's so much more expensive for like not as good of quality. So I'd rather go to Mood. I also wanted to look for like gold like accents that we could add to it, and I know that Mood is a better place for that. All that to say is that even if I would have started earlier today, still wouldn't have been able to go to Mood. So it's still gonna have to be a last minute thing tomorrow morning. But I'm gonna get this cut out and ready, and then we'll start sewing. And then I will pad up my mannequin to her measurements just to double check that everything kind of like fits right. But to be honest, this is a pretty simple fitted dress, so I don't expect there to be any sort of crazy adjustments. Okay, I just finished cutting everything out. I cut out 2 layers for the top so it's like fully lined. I'm gonna start by closing off all of the darts for the top and then also serging all of the edges of everything so it's nice and clean, and then we'll get started on actually sewing it. I'm pretty sure I have a zipper that I can use already, so I'm good with that. We'll sew everything up, and the only thing that will be left will be the ruffled hem at the bottom and then the red neck piece up here, which are both pretty simple things to do, but I want to get basically the entire base of the dress done so that the only thing we have to do tomorrow, unless I find fabric in my stash here later, is just those last few pieces. But I have a good feeling about it. It is going to take a minute just because like the circle skirt is so big and always takes a hot minute to like hem and get it prepped, but I don't technically have to hem it if I'm putting a ruffle on it. So we're just gonna get started. Hopefully we can get everything done before midnight is kind of the goal, if not like 1 a.m. at the latest, because I have to get up early obviously to finish up. But we're doing good. Honestly, doing good. Okay, I've put together most of my side seams and all my darts, so I'm gonna just iron everything out so that it is nice and pressed, and then we're gonna actually piece everything together properly. So far, so good. Nothing crazy going on. I do feel like this fabric wrinkles quite a bit, or maybe it was already just kind of wrinkled because it's sat in my closet for so long. So I really do need to iron this out so it looks nice and like clean, but otherwise we are doing pretty good, and it's only 11 o'clock, so we're doing okay on time. It's not like super late yet, you know? It's nothing crazy yet. Okay, I got everything ironed out. I'm gonna put together the 2 tops. I also put a tiny bit of really lightweight usable interfacing on the top part of the lining, because I always find when I make these tops, obviously since it's like on a diagonal, it's on bias, so they always end up stretching out a bit and I always have to like retighten it. So I reminded myself to actually just put interfacing on it so that it doesn't stretch out too much. So I'm gonna put the outer shell to the lining of this and get it all sewn together, and then once I have these together, then I will attach the skirt to it. So I think I'm gonna attach the tops at like these seams basically and leave the bottom open so that the skirt will attach to the outer facing, and then the inner lining I can like finish it nicely on the inside. So that is what we're gonna do. It is 11:30 right now, so again, we're doing okay on time. I always forget how long it takes to iron out though, especially like for a circle skirt. It was pretty wrinkly, so I went in on actually ironing it out thoroughly, and that took a hot minute, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm feeling good about it. Like I said, it honestly is a pretty simple design. I think what I'm most worried about is figuring out like the ruffle and all of that for tomorrow, and making sure I have enough time to like go find it and get it on there, and like just hope I find like exactly what I'm looking for right away. So that's my biggest concern right now. Otherwise, I feel pretty good about it, but I'm very much working against the clock right now. And I know I probably seem very calm right now, but internally, I am not calm at all, and I'm actually very, very anxious. But sometimes I just have to remind myself that like, I grew up watching Project Runway. I grew up watching people like make, you know, pieces like this in like 1 to 2 days for a challenge, and being like, wow, like I hope one day I get to do that, right? And here is my real life Project Runway moment, and I just have to remind myself like, this is something I used to dream about doing. Like, how cool is it that I get to do it? And instead of stressing out about it, just like try to savor it and be like, you know what, this is what we've always wanted. Like, how cool is it that I live in LA, I have friends that get invited to cool premieres, and I get to make pieces for them. Like, that is the dream. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people move to LA wanting to be the person on red carpets and being the person that like has that kind of fame and attention. And I think for me, I've always really wanted to be a fashion designer, because you get kind of like that same praise of fame and like people knowing your name, but you're not particularly a celebrity, and you can live it normally in the world. I feel like most people don't know what designers look like, but they'll know their name. And I feel like I've always been really attracted to that idea, because I love being behind the scenes of it. I love getting the recognition. I love that people know my name, but I don't particularly want to be the person in the spotlight, if that makes sense. So I'm truly living my like best case scenario right now of just being able to be behind the scenes and be the one like just making things for people. There's something so like satisfying about it, and I've always loved it. So that being said, let's get sewing, because I'm already getting stressed. Okay, it is now midnight and I padded my mannequin up and I realized I underestimated how much I need to take in for these darts to like fit nicely to the body. I do this every time. I always make them smaller than it needs to be, and then I always realize it's like so much bigger of like a curve here for it to like lay flat. So I'm gonna fix the darts and take those in quite a bit, but otherwise it looks good to go, so I'm not terribly worried about it. The back is good. I made it a little bit higher than the original one. I think I had less of like a back. I think it went like straight down into an open back, which always makes it a lot more difficult to fit, because the more back you have, the like better this is going to fit and the less gaping you're gonna have in the front. And since we don't have a whole lot of time for me to like fix it and alter it, if we have any fit issues, I'd rather just do something to help myself in that aspect. So we're doing that. So the back I feel good about, but we're gonna fix the darts really quick and then we'll start assembling the skirt onto it, and I think we should be good to go there. So not too big of a fix, honestly, pretty chill. So I keep going back and forth with adjusting this bodice, and I feel like I've just adjusted it so much that it's like looking janky. So I've decided to just recut this out with like the adjusted pattern because I just want it to look clean and I feel like it's not looking clean. So I adjusted the pattern. I'm gonna recut it out and do it. It's pretty simple. It shouldn't take long, but it is 1 a.m. already. So we're not doing great on time. I'm exhausted already, I'm not gonna lie, but I need to continue. I have to. I literally have to finish this, so. Guys, I'm so tired. It is 2 a.m. and I just finished the bodice. I'm gonna attach it to the skirt, and then I'm gonna put the zipper in and get it closed up. And then I need to like sit and think about this ruffle and how I'm gonna go about it. But I really do think at this point it's gonna be like a get up and go to Mood as soon as it opens, grab what I need, and then come home, make it immediately, and then go take it to Andrea. I think that's gonna have to be the game plan because I just don't think I have anything that could work for it. So yeah, but I'm stressed because we're gonna be really tight on time just because they do open at 9:30, I believe. Worst comes to worst though, I'm gonna check Joann's opening time. If it's a lot earlier, then maybe I'll go there to do it so that I give myself more time to be able to do it, because the ruffle at the bottom is a very big and long ruffle because it's a big circle skirt. So that will take me a hot second to actually get on there. I really need to like think about it, but let's go ahead and sew this together and then we'll think about it. Okay, it is 2:30 a.m. and it is officially like done up to the point that I wanted to get done. So I have the zipper in, it's all fully done to the bottom. I serged the entire hem, and then I finished off the lining on the inside as well for the top. So it is basically all ready to just get that last like collar on here and then the ruffle at the bottom. Now is the time where I figure out what my game plan is going to be for the morning. I'm so tired because I'm 99% sure Mood opens at 9:30. Yeah, it does open at 9:30. So that is not ideal because that's kind of late, because then it's by the time I like get there by and come back, it might be 10:30, and I want to try to get this to her at 12 or 1, and the hem is going to take me a good amount of time. So Joann's opens at 9 a.m. and it is closer to me than Mood is, because Mood is closer to like downtown. I think I might go to Joann's in the morning at 9 a.m. right when it opens, grab what I need, and then come back just because it's closer. It'll be quicker. I think that's what we're gonna do. I don't know. I need to like think, but I can't think right now because I'm so tired. I'm gonna go to bed. I'll wake up at my usual time because Joann's opens at 9, so it's not like I can get up even earlier to try to do anything. So I'm just gonna go to bed, and then in the morning we'll reassess and kind of figure out my game plan. Good morning. It is 7:30 and I woke up being like, you know what? I don't actually need to go buy fabric because I do have some. I looked at the movie poster to try to figure out what kind of red we were looking at, and honestly the red that I do have is pretty similar to the red on the poster board, so I don't know why I was thinking like a much deeper red, but I'm gonna use this red. I think it's gonna work nicely. And I just did some simple math to figure out how long of like a ruffled strip I need for it to ruffle on this hem, because it's a really big hem. The hem all the way around measures 308 inches, and so to make it ruffled you need it doubled, so I need 616 inches of this, which just means it's gonna be a really long ruffle. But I'm gonna just get started on it right away because yeah, it's just gonna be a lot to like hem it. It's not like difficult, it's just gonna take a while. So we're gonna get started. Okay, it is 10:20 and I got the ruffle on there. That took so long. I have to like iron it out and like steam it out to make it look nice. But I just started putting color onto this. I just have to rest all the edges to make my life easier. So that is what we're doing. I literally woke up and started doing this. I have not had coffee. I don't think I've had a sip of water. I have not had food. I am just going at it because I think if I stopped for more than 2 seconds, I'm gonna get too anxious to function because I just need to finish this. So I'm literally, we're just gonna go straight for it. And obviously we are gonna get it done. Like, it is almost done. So there's nothing crazy, but we were gonna add like gold details, which I don't know if I mentioned at any point, but TBD on that if I have time to potentially run to Joann's to see what they have. But I just find with gold detailing sometimes it can look really cheap and like janky. Like it has to be so specific for it to look nice versus it looking like, I don't know, overdone or just like not great. So that's my only issue with that. I also have a meeting at 11 that I forgot about, so that's great. Rest in peace, truly. Okay, it is almost 11 a.m. and I think I just finished. I need to like properly steam everything and make sure it's like nicely pressed, but here she is. Ignore the padding that's like coming out. It's like black, so it looks like it's part of this, but it's not. Collar is on, and then here are all the ruffles. So cute. That took me so long, but looks really good. I have a meeting right now at 11, so I need to like look somewhat decent really quick, and then I'm gonna come back to this, finish making sure that everything is polished, and yeah. I cannot believe we actually did it. I am exhausted, hungry, and ready for a nap.